friends, I just want to jump on here real quick before we start the video to explain a couple things. So in the video, I do talk about how I made these layouts for a retreat that I held in October. So obviously it is past October right now, but I made this footage back then, and with the move and everything else that was going on, I didn't get a chance to upload it until now, but I still wanted to give you a chance to watch this process video because I will give you information on how you can earn this stamp set and die bundle that I use in this video for free. And also don't forget to check, if you want information on my retreats, be sure to check that description box down below, because I do always post a link to my Facebook group, and you can always sign up for my newsletter for more information. All right, without further ado, let's get started with the video. Hey there, welcome back to my channel, Mel Stampin' Gallery. I am so glad that you have decided to join me again today. You see on my desk here some of these gorgeous papers, and these papers are part of the Traditions of Christmas. Let's see if I can spread this out for you so you can see that. The Traditions of Christmas suite in the current mini catalog from September to December of 2025 from Stampin' Up. And you can see on the cover they've used the paper to wrap a present. Isn't that beautiful? I wish you could see this in person, because this paper has some beautiful gold foiling in it, and it is just stunning. And these dots, oh my gosh, you guys, can you see that sparkle? I cannot wait to use these on a project. They are stunning. All right, so I am going to clear this out of the way, and I'm going to get started creating a layout for you. Now, as you can see, I've got my layout kind of roughly laid out. I should mention that this layout is one that I am doing as an add-on class for my participants coming to my weekend retreat coming up here the first weekend in October. So for an additional $40, if they choose, they can add on a kit, either a scrapbooking kit or a card kit. And the scrapbooking kit includes 6 12 by 12 pages or 3 double page layouts. So this is one of the kits that they can, if they choose the add-on kit, that they will receive. So I've got it pretty well laid out a little bit, but at first I wanted to go ahead with my Secret C, because that is one of the colors, coordinating colors in this beautiful collection. And I am going to sponge the edges of these pieces. Now I should say this is the paper, but I did cut this shape, this bracket shape, on my Cricut. So of course, if you are coming to the retreat and you chose the add-on pack, then these Cricut pieces, anything that I cut on my Cricut, will be included in your kit. You also get, if you chose one of the add-on kits, you also get a pack of the patterned paper to create your kit with. And then of course I have all the stamps and dies available for you to use to help create the layouts. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and finish the sponging, and I want to do something to this white background here, but I haven't quite decided yet exactly what. So I'm going to go ahead and finish sponging, and then I'll be back. All right, I am coming back to you actually before I have adhered it all down, because I did want to show you the steps, also because I am going to show this video in my retreat so the ladies know how to put it together, and gentlemen, because I do have a few gentlemen that attend as well. So each one of these pieces here are on the side, and they butt up to the center, so I don't need to do the top or the side of these pieces, just the one piece or the side that is going to be flush against the old olive paper. And I did go ahead and do the 3 sides of sponging on each of these white pieces, and I didn't do it on the Secret C piece. I didn't think that needed it there, These are the photo placeholders for 4x6 photos. I did not put those on a mat because they are already on the dark Secret Sea paper. All right, so let me move this aside for a second and put my ink away before I get it all over everything. And let's take our ATG gun, Advanced Tape Glider, and I've got each one of these pieces. And if you are coming to my retreat, then you will receive a PDF of the instructions. I'm going to pull this down here so I can see this. A cutting guide and PDF instructions of the sizes of the different pieces of paper that you will need to cut. But I did want to show you how to put these together. I don't know if I mentioned that I did start this on a piece of 12 by 12 old olive cardstock. I usually start with white, but I start with the old olive, and I am using the white in the center, so we do have a lot of white there. All right, so first I'm doing the small pieces on the top and the bottom, and I do cut these down, sort of gut out the center, because there's really not much point in having all that wasted paper in between there. So I do cut these down to just the size of what you will see on the top and bottom of the white paper. All right, and then we'll go ahead and do this bottom part as well. Now, see if I can bring this in frame for you. All right, so now we've got just those two little pieces here. Now we're going to put on our white, and I just eyeball it. It will overlap the top and the bottom of that a little bit, but that's okay. So we've got the white. Actually, I'm trying to think. I think I might want to stamp a little border around that white first. And in the, let me bring that in for you so you can see. This Keeping Traditions, there's this tiny little line, a dot dash line. I think, let's try stamping that maybe on the Secret Sea around the edge here, just to kind of give that a little bit more dimension. So let me go get a block and let's try that. All right, so I am going to bring in my Versa mat here because it's a larger surface and I can use the spongy side to do my stamping. Now I have decided to use the Encore gold ink pad. Now I have had this in my stash for a little while, so the gold isn't as vibrant as I would like it to be, but I don't have a refill. So we're just going to go with this one. All right, so I'm going to just lightly pick up some ink, and I apologize if I'm out of the frame. I'm trying to keep my head out of the way. And I will hold that up for you in a minute after I do a couple of them here. And I'm just going to repeat it, lining it up on the edge. And because I am stamping on my soft spongy surface, it stamps nice and evenly. All right, let me see. I'll hold that up for you and see if you can see anything. All right, I know it's kind of hard. The camera's not really picking that up, but in person, it's just a nice, soft, little subtle detail to add to the white. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that on both these white pieces, and then I will be back to show you the finished product, or the finished result. The layout is pretty well all adhered down. The basics are, it's time to add a journaling spot and some embellishments. So the journaling, I think I'm going to put over here. I've got these two, this is kind of like notebook paper, and that comes from this set right here. Let me grab it for you. And it's called Just a Note, and it has the stamp set with these lines, but it also has a coordinating die set that cuts out all these little office pieces, and it's got this paper that you rip out of your spiral bound notebook. So I just took and I stamped the line image here on this notebook paper, and to make it look like it was torn from a notebook a little bit, I just curled it up with my bone folder a little bit. So I have one of them there, and I am going to go ahead and do the second one. Let me pull that in for you, and that's going to go here. So let me show you how we stamp that real quick. Let's move this aside. I am going to bring in my foam mat. You don't really need it for this stamp set because it is a red rubber stamp set, so it already has the soft surface to stamp with, but I'm actually just using it so that I can see better. If I put it up against my background here, it was hard to see. So I'm going to stamp the lines with the Secret C. That's one of the coordinated colors in this collection. So let's ink that up. And I'm going to bring this down a little bit closer. I apologize if I am out of screen or if I have my head in front of you, but it's hard to stamp without getting your head kind of over what you want to stamp on. Give it a little press. Make sure you get that middle part because that is a big stamp. And then lift that up and you have some nice lines there. All right. Let's close that up. And this is going to go here. Let's rough that up though too. And I think because this is on the white background, we're going to sponge it up and use the Secret C. So we will go ahead and sponge the edges of that. I have this stamp set called Keeping Traditions, and it had this little stamp called, it says December Documented. So I thought that would be a nice little touch to add to the top of the journaling here. And let's go ahead and do that in the Secret C as well. For this one, it is a photopolymer stamp, so I do want to have my soft mat to stamp with. Excuse me. And again, I apologize, I need to bring this down a little bit closer, but we will stamp that up here. There is a little kind of like a margin that you can stamp in. Okay, so then that's going to go up here. So in the center, kind of right there, I have this little piece here that I cut from my Cricut that coordinates with the other. It's going to go kind of like that. I'll probably put that up on some foam tape maybe. All right. Now for the embellishments, we have the Christmas greenery coordinating stamp set. I've got some already stamped and cut out, but I will show you how I did those. So first I've got my other bracket piece that matches the one on the left, and I'm going to put that like so. And then we also have our little title. Isn't that cute? I did that on my Cricut, of course. And that's going to go here. So that is a print and cut, and I just use the hex codes to get the coordinating colors. I did print that in the cherry cobbler, and there's just a little tiny border of the Secret C around there, just enough to make it pop out from the rest of the layout. And then from the Christmas greenery, I'm taking both of these Christmas greenery bundles and using them for my embellishments, and I will show you how I did create those, how you create those. So we're going to put that one there. We're going to put this one kind of over here. I don't know if I'm going to put it under here or on top. I haven't decided yet, but I'm just going to lay it right there for right now. And then I wanted something up here to make a third point. So I did fussy cut because I just wanted a small one. I didn't want as large as the other two. So I did fussy cut one of the poinsettias from the paper. And then I just die cut two of the leaves from that coordinating Christmas greenery die cut. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move this aside and bring in my different stamping supplies, the Stampin' Pierce mat that you see there. I want to show you how I used that Christmas greenery, and I'm just showing you the stamp set, to create the different embellishments around the page. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that large poinsettia bundle with the secret C on the white willow cardstock, and I'm just pouncing it just very lightly on the ink pad, checking to make sure I have enough ink coverage on the stamp and lifting it up. Now the cool thing about this is the stamp set includes the solid images for the different flowers and leaves in the image. I'm just showing you the one poinsettia there, and I'm going to get my cherry cobbler, and I will ink that up as well. And then, as you will see, I'm going to stamp it off first and then go ahead and line it up, which is a great thing with the clear photopolymer stamps. You can see very clearly where to stamp that. And I think that's kind of a pretty cool feature about this, because you can customize the colors of the images to make them all different colors just by choosing different colors of ink. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and finish stamping this, and you can see I'm going to do the poinsettias and the different greenery and things. Same thing, they have the different images, solid images that you can use to color in those images. Now I want to tell you about a holiday bonus that I have for you. When you place a $50 or more order on my Stampin' Up website, I will email you the PDF instructions for this layout absolutely free. And as a thank you, you will also be entered into a drawing to receive this stamp set, Christmas Greenery Stamp and Die Bundle that I've used here, a $50 value that will be sent directly to you from me. The winners will be chosen completely at random, and the offer is good until December 25th. So don't wait. Check the description box below for all the details and all the shopping links that I have used here in this layout. All right, you can see that I've got that all filled in now with, I've used Pool Party and Old Olive, which are coordinating colors. And then to give it a little shimmer and shine, we need a little Wink of Stella. I just love the Wink of Stella glitter brush. It just adds the perfect touch to all your stamped embellishments. It's just a little clear glitter pen, if you will, kind of like a painter pen. And you see, I'm just going right over that stamped image, and it adds just the right amount of sparkle and shine, perfect for your Christmas layouts. And I will go ahead and bring in the matching die set. For that, this die set is really nice because it has the dies not only for the stamped images, but it also has some standalone dies as well. And you see that die there, it's meant to cut out that image. And it also has, let's see, yes, I'm showing you here the different holly leaves that it has. And that's what I used for that little embellishment up at the top there. But then it also has these beautiful greeneries. Look at the size of that. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm going to use that, I think, in the Old Olive to add a little bit of dimension, more dimension to those different embellishment corners. It also has that bow, so you can stamp and die cut the bow. But the cool thing about these dies also, they're also meant to cut out the coordinating images from the designer series paper as well. All right, so the layout is pretty well completed. Now it's time to bring in, remember those sequins? It's time to bring those in and put those around the layout. You guys know me, you know I like to add a little bit of sparkle and shine to each one of my embellishment clusters. So I'm going to, let's see, I'm looking for it. Where is it? There it is. I'm using my pickup tool. I'm going to use the putty end for it because that just makes it so much easier to pick up these little shapes right off the acetate sheet and then place them around each one of those embellishment clusters. Now I know these sparkle gems have been extremely popular, and I think currently they are out of stock, but I will still put a link down below, and when you do go to the link, you can actually sign up for an email notification to be notified when they come back in stock. So like I said, they've been very popular, and I can see why. They're absolutely gorgeous. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hold this up for you so you can see each one of the um, a close-up of each one of the clusters, the embellishment clusters there, and get a good look at the layout as well. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you are notified each time I upload a video. Thanks for watching today. I'll see you next time here on YouTube at Mel Stampin' Gallery, where creativity becomes friendship. Thanks, friends. See you next time.